Okay. Hold on. I'm not live. It says does not exist, cannot be loaded due to missing permissions or does not support this operations. Please read. Okay.
I just got a notification saying it's being live streamed
It
on
is.
Zoom.
Yay. Okay.
I
Well,
checked
hi
Facebook
everybody.
just in case.
Good. All right. It looks like we are live, so sorry for that.
Awesome.
Technical difficulties, but hey, we're here, everybody. Welcome to Ask 4-H about 4-H University. Welcome. We're excited to answer any of the questions that you have tonight, um, and hopefully share a little bit more about the program so you feel comfortable in registering if it's your first time, or if you're returning. We have some new things that we're doing at 4-H University this summer, and we're super excited to share all of that with you. So with me, I have Tommy Haas and Miss Amber Norris, and they are both co-chairs for our 4-H University Planning Committee through Executive Board, and I am Kelsey Cook, our State Events Coordinator. So let's kick it off, and Tommy, talk to us just a little bit here about what keeps you coming back to 4-H University.
Yes, ma'am. So the biggest thing that keeps me coming back to Forest University is that there isn't just one thing that brings me back. The entire experience is so unique and there's so much to offer. From the workshop experiences to being a delegate or even a candidate, from all the friends you make to the dorm experiences, the whole thing is just so amazing and unique. It keeps me hooked and coming back every single year.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. So, this is an event for not only current members, but it also is an event for people who have never been to 4-H University, or maybe you're not even super familiar with 4-H. We definitely encourage you to come for that too. So, but if you are someone who's in 4-H and competing at the county and district level in our competitive events, we do all of our state competitive events at 4-H University. And so if you're someone who has qualified, so you need to have gone to your district events, you need to have placed first for public speaking or a blue ribbon for your demonstrations illustrated talk or first for share the fun, you're eligible now to compete at 4-H University. The biggest thing is for you to register in 4-H Online correctly. Okay. There's a couple of different types in there. There's a long instructions on 4-H Online on what type to select for who. And that's the biggest place that you need to let us know, hey, I am competing at 4-H University. From there, we'll take it and we'll make sure that you are in the right categories and we've got all the information that we need. And your county agents will approve it on that level and they'll double check to make sure everything's right. So that's the big next step for you is if you've qualified to compete at 4-H University, make sure you're filling out your 4-H online registration correctly. If you're not competing, still lots for you to do at 4-H University. Still come on. And again, there's a ticket type when you register that you just let us know, hey, I'm just coming to 4-H University and I'm not competing. So that's how we do that. We get that question a lot. So there's a lot of different questions that we get at 4-H for about 4-H University. And everybody wants to know a little bit about logistics. Everybody wants to know about where are they sleeping. But then the next big question is, where are they eating? What do their meals look like? Where are they getting that? Are there snacks available? Right, Tommy? Are there snacks available?
It's always on my mind.
Always on your mind. So Miss Amber, talk to us just a little bit about what do those meals look like for the week?
Absolutely. So we have all of our opportunities to get together in the Rights Union. So we will have our breakfast and our dinners there. And then for lunch, you'll be given a card. And in that card, you'll get to go to the food court, which is right there in the Rights Union, just like everybody else that comes to UF and that wants to have a bite to eat. We're going to be doing it right there with all of the rest of them and getting that experience.
Awesome. Yep. So you get to go pick whatever restaurant you want in the Rights Union. And for those of you who might have some food allergies or a specific diet, again, in your registration, you'll be asked those types of questions because we do have catering type food for that, like Miss Amber said, for that breakfast and that dinner. So you can let us know and we'll make sure we have some options for you. So the next big thing is like, well, what am I doing? What's my programming look like when I'm at 4-H University? Am I even going to like what's to be offered? So this year, if you've been coming for a few years, it's going to look just a little different, but we're really excited about the opportunities that we're going to be providing. And one of those is called Career Tracks. And so we have partnered with quite a few departments at UF, and youth are going to get the opportunity to not only go to the facilities and the departments at UF, but hear from those faculty members as well, and some grad students and current students and things like that. So we're really excited, and we'll drop some links here in the chat in a second, but we're really excited about that. And so for our career tracks, we've got things like powering the future through nuclear careers. We've got things like plant protectors, earth and science careers, from fish to the fisheries track, exploring the wildlife, ecology and conservation, sorry. The meat we eat track, we've got a vet med track as well, exploring veterinary medicine. And last one I'll highlight is a healthcare heroes, nursing careers. So lots of different wide range of careers that you could pick from there. Tommy, any of those you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be signing up for that one.
Yes, so there's actually one workshop that I participated in 2 years in a row because I loved it so much. It was called The Meat We Eat. It's such a unique experience. They teach you all about meat judging, and you get to go in and personally butcher a hog. They teach you all about the cuts of meat, they teach you how to do it, and they show you the animal science lab in the University of Florida. So there's nothing not to love about it. And afterwards, for the second half, you get to have a pork barbecue competition where you get to make your own pork on the grills outside. So it's a really
That's
great experience. I
that's
highly
pretty cool.
recommend that one.
And I would say for those of us who are like, oh, that might be for me, you don't have to go to that one. You don't have to go to the one where you butcher a hog, but there's lots of other opportunities too out there. But that one is unique and cool. But we just dropped the link for everybody. That's our webpage there that has a couple of drop downs for our career tracks and our discovery tracks for you to see all of those options and read those descriptions. Okay, so another thing that we're going to be doing, we've got career tracks. Next thing we're going to be doing are called discovery workshops. So Ms. Amber, give us a little teaser. I know that the Executive Board Youth Planning Committee has a couple up their sleeve that they're going to be presenting. What do we got in store for discovery workshops?
Okay, well, I would like to start by highlighting our youth committee that's going to be doing some discovery tracks. Super excited about that. Have you ever thought about leveling up on your coding? If so, you might want to join us for an opportunity to learn how to solve a maze using coding. Another one that we have is maybe you're a little more on the creativity side. Fantastic. Come join the kids, and they're going to be doing an upcycling challenge. Super cool, very creative. And then maybe large animals is your thing. So come on, learn from the kids who have safely learned how to halter break an animal, as well as, you know what, I don't know if you guys know or not, but there are some state and national winning Quiz Bowl kids that are on our committee, and they're willing to give up the tricks and the tips and tricks. So you might want to come to take care of that little piece of information. So some other things that are going to be there beyond our youth, we're going to have turn ideas into products. Man, I'm curious, what is that all about? But I can read more on that website. I know that it's coming. We're going to be doing some Red Cross disaster readiness because we know in Florida how important that information is. So we're going to be able to get some information from there. Cheese tasting lab. Hello. I hadn't heard about that one.
Yeah.
I think I might have to sign myself up for that. Beekeeping. I know a lot of people have a lot of interest in bees, and I went to a national conference and I learned so much about bees. I did not know how incredibly interesting they were. So that might be it. They have one on hunting in Florida. Okay. Marine invertebrates. Oh, maybe the marine invertebrates is something that you want to look into. Who knows? So those are just a couple of very, we even have one on podcast, which I thought was pretty cool because I know that there's a lot of kids that have their niche in podcasting. So love to hear from them as well, hear what kinds of things that they learned in that workshop.
Yeah, so lots and lots of options. All right, Tommy, give it to us. What workshop there were you like, yep, that's mine. I'm signing up for that one.
This may come as a surprise to most,
I'm gonna
but
guess
it's
it.
the cheese tasting lab.
Oh, okay. I was gonna maybe guess the hunting in Florida.
I
No?
already do that. I need to know
Oh,
more about cheese
you're an
tasting.
expert. Okay, very cool. No, that's awesome. And that workshop actually is a national workshop that our Florida youth did as well as at Ignite, and they're bringing it to Florida. So that's really cool. And two, when you register for 4HU, that is the place because you are also going to be signing up for these tracks and workshops in your 4-H online registration. Again, if you've come the last few years, it might be looking a little different. You signed up when you were in person, but this year we are signing up in our registration before we even get to 4-H University. So make sure you are looking at those tracks, reading those descriptions, and have some kind of an idea of what you would like to do. They are on a first come, first serve basis. So there are some maxes out there of what some of those workshops can hold. So if you've got one that you're super excited about, make sure you are registering early for 4-H University so you can get the track or the workshop that you want. All right. And Tommy, Dr. Miss Stacy said, I need you to do the podcasting also. I'll be a fan. So there you go. So you
Yes,
got
I'll get
another
right
one.
on that.
You got 3 chances to do a discovery workshop. So you could do cheese tasting and you could do some podcasting. So there are a lot of
I'll
them.
definitely help on that one too.
And just a reminder out there, if anybody is joining us live, we are taking any questions that you might have about 4-H University, and you're happy to chat them, and we will try to answer them here for you. All right. So we've talked about meals. We talked about things that you're doing. And another big question we always get is, where am I staying? Where am I sleeping? Where will be like my downtime in the evenings be? And that is at the dorm. So Tommy, talk to us about the dorm experience at 4-H University.
I would love to. So in previous years, we have had the honor of staying at the honors dorms, the honors village. So we have requested that place again. It is likely that that's where we'll stay. However, they are going to confirm that as we get closer. It is a very cool experience getting to stay in the dorms, especially at the honors dorms. It's community bathrooms, but it's not like community bathrooms. It's private restrooms. Like I'm sure you've all seen what a family restroom looks like. It's those private ones for one person only. We have boys and girls floors with lounges on each of those floors for you to be able to hang out with your friends before lights out. It's a really cool experience getting to stay there because you feel like an actual student at the University of Florida, so that's really neat. You get to have a roommate, you get to make friends with them. They're probably going to end up being your best friend for the whole week. It's really awesome. I highly recommend it. It's a great way to expand and get out of your comfort zone as well, if that's something you've never done before, to start warming up to those waters in case you do end up wanting to go to college, especially to the University of Florida. That way, when you go, you're already acclimated to the environment.
Yep, absolutely. It's a lot of fun, a lot of support that you get there, roommates that you get there, different experience, independence, responsibility, all of that kind of fun stuff. So definitely a good time. It makes, like Tommy said, makes you feel like you're a student at UF. So kind of speaking of that, I know probably we have some parents joining our call and they're thinking, okay, well, my high school kid is now going to a college campus and staying in a dorm. What does supervision look like for them? Or is it just a free reign over here? Well, we do have some good supervision for all of our teens that are attending 4-H University. One of those big things is what we call an adult in charge. So an assigned adult in charge. Each youth will be assigned to an adult that's their primary adult for the whole week and throughout the event. And that's in a screened, approved, level 2 screen background. It could be a staff member, it could be a volunteer who's gone through that screening and that training as well. But they will be their primary supervisor throughout the event. They'll have all the ways to be able to connect with them, touch points throughout the day where they'll be checking into making sure everything's good and if they need anything. So that's the big one. And that adult stays with us during the event. So they too are staying in the dorms, in adult rooms. They're attending workshops, coming to the meals. So they are around and a full chaperone of the week. We also will have chaperones during all of those tracks and those workshops. So like I said, if you're doing a career track, you get to go to those departments. Some of those departments we take buses, but we take at least 2 adults. for all of our workshops. We'll go on travel with those youth. We have roll calls, check that everybody's there, take them to the department, participate in the workshop with them, and then bring them back to the Rights Union. When we're at 4-H University, our main space that we're doing most of that programming is the Rights Union at UF, which is like their big central hub. There's ballrooms in there, workshops, breakout spaces in there. So we always kind of come back to that space. We start there, go off, do our workshops, and come back. But again, each time we go off, adults are assigned to those groups and take them around with them. We do have curfews and housing dorm staff that will be there. Not only the UF housing staff is there, but we too have our chaperones that are staying the night, and we have overnight watch as well. So we have hired paid overnight coverage and staff who will be there staying up throughout the night on all the floors of the dorm, and their sole job is to make sure that our youth are in their appropriate assigned dorms, and also be their first point of contact if there was an emergency to arise and they need something, or if they just need anything. You know, I forgot my pillow, I ran out of shampoo, can you help me with that? That kind of a thing. They're there for them throughout the night. And we'll go over all of this when a 4-H youth arrives. We'll have some meet and greet time with adults. You'll probably come with an adult that you know, but if you don't, we'll make sure that you do know your adult who's assigned to you for that week. Go over what those expectations are of not only you as a youth participant, but then your adult will get to meet you as well and give their expectations for the week. What areas you're going to be going in, all of that kind of stuff. So lots of staff, not only from 4-H staff, but volunteers as one. All right. So that's what supervision looks like. And again, happy to take questions if you've got more questions about that. But one of the other, 4-H University is like our big ending event for the year. So we get to do state competitions, explore lots of career tracks, and discovery workshops. But another big part of it is what we call 4-H State Council. And that's a big part of 4-H University. So Tommy, you're on State Council. You're
Yes,
a
I
state
am.
officer as well as the chair for co-chair for 4-H University. So talk to us about what is State Council for those of us who might not know, and what happens during 4-H University for State Council.
So, as a state officer, if you do plan on becoming state council, it is essentially a heightened leadership position where you get to travel all across the state and become an ambassador for our program. You get to go to these events and such where you get to network and speak on behalf of our state. You also get to lead an executive board committee. So whether you are leading the legislature committee or 4-H University committee or I-Lead committee, you and one other officer are going to be leading that, and you're going to spearhead the entire thing, essentially. You're going to get a lot of say in what's going on, and it's going to be a really great leadership opportunity for you to not only expand your own leadership capabilities, but for you to help others expand theirs as well. Additionally, you are going to get to take part in an executive board service track, or not service track, a leadership track. We have the ambassador committee, we have the leadership committee, and we have the service committee. Additionally, if you do become a state officer, you automatically become part of the fundraising committee. So that's a really cool opportunity with being a state officer. Something that has recently been coming up this year is national opportunities with our positions. Florida 4-H is spearheading the National Events Exchange program. So there's going to be numerous people from out of state coming to our states, and numerous of our state officers and state ambassadors going to other states. So that's another opportunity that arises. Another thing is the FFA State Convention. Recently, we have started, last year, the Florida 4-H State Council has started becoming invited to the FFA State Convention to be kind of like that smiling face, you know, hey, we're 4-H, we're here. When you do, if you are interested in being a candidate for state office, it's a really interesting and cool process. What I tell everyone is that even if you're unsure if you want to run, you should still run, because you get so much out of just the running experience alone, and it heightens your leadership skills. Miss Kelsey, should I explain the process?
For running for state office?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, give everybody just a kind of brief little overview of what that looks like.
Yes, I'll give a brief overview. So the first step is your application. That includes a graphic, resume, cover letter, and I don't think I'm missing anything. I think those are the big three.
Mhm.
And then once you do that, when you get to 4-H University, you start campaigning. You get to talk to everyone, talk about your cause, why you should be elected and such. And then the following night, we have not prompted speeches, prepared speeches. So you make your speech on why you should be elected. That could include your 4-H history, your skill set. It could potentially include your goals for the future, stuff like that. And then we have town hall questions where people in the audience get to ask questions to the candidates to try and see if they can either stump them or get the best answers possible so they know who to elect. After that, we have impromptu questions. So you're going to be given a set amount of time from entering the room to going to the podium for your impromptu questions, which will be given only in front of delegates. So voting delegates for your county, there's 2 per county. And then after that, it's the election after Share the Fun. And then the following day is the appointed process. So we're going to elect 5 officers, and then those 5 officers are going to appoint 3 more onto the team. So that way you can best find the way to fill in your missing gaps for leadership and assembling the best team possible.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tommy. So I'll add just a little bit more that we dropped the link in the live here that gives you all of the details of becoming a state officer. So if you've got questions on what that packet information looks like that Tommy shared a little bit about, or there's another Ask Me About being a state officer live that we're going to have in May, actually on May 14th. So you can join that, and all of those kind of information is in that link. And I want to share just a little bit too, that when Tommy was sharing state council, he was also sharing a little bit about executive board. For state council, when we come to 4-H University, every county, so all of our counties in the state, can send 2 people to be a part of our state council. So those are our state council delegates. And you are the ones that get to vote in those state officers. And so it's important that each of our counties send their representatives and their delegates so that they get a voice of who will be those 8 youth who represent us on the state level. If you're unsure of how your county gets a delegate, be sure to talk to your county agent. Each county is just a little different. We all got to be a little different, just a little bit different on how we send our delegates to the state level. But each county gets 2. And then your county agent will send that information into us and we'll track it. Do know that state council delegates do meet during 4-H University, and they miss a couple of the discovery workshop times. So 2 of those times will be the state council meeting, and that's when they're hearing from those state officers, they're giving reports about their county, they're doing the voting, all of that kind of thing. So make note of that if you're interested in being your county state delegate, that you do miss a couple of those discovery workshops. And when you're in that registration, it will prompt you. And one of those options is, oh, I'm the state delegate for my county. So let me make sure I'm selecting that workshop, because that's where I'll be going for those workshops. So yes, really cool. Awesome. All right, so we're kind of wrapping up here. Again, thanks for joining us live. If you're on and if you've got any questions that you need to ask about 4-H University, please feel free to drop them in the chat. So, Tommy, this is your first year ever attending 4-H University, and let's go with the perspective that you actually really don't know much about 4-H at all. You had like this friend that was like, hey, this is a cool thing, you should just come along with me. What advice would you give to that person for attending their first time?
I would tell them to go in with the intention of learning everything you can. Because when you are engaging yourself in all the activities, all the workshops, making new friends, learning everything that there is to do with 4-H University, you are automatically having the best time possible. That's how I went in my first year, and let me tell you, I learned so much. I made so many new friends from across the entire state. And that's actually the advice that my older brother gave me, who has been a 3-time past state officer, including the state council president. So this is advice that's been passed down from generation to generation. Make the absolute most of your experience. Don't be afraid to do anything. If that's, playing a game of cards with the table, going to shake someone's hand and be like, "Hey, my name's so and so. What's your name? Where are you from?" Make the absolute most of your experience, and I promise you, you will not regret a single thing.
Awesome. Love it. I could not agree more. Just go in with an open mind and experience everything. All right, so for those who are like, I just can't remember, remind me one more time, how can people register and learn more about 4-H University, Miss Amber?
Well, I think you gave us the key that said make sure that you're looking up what the workshops are ahead of time. So if you just put in your search bar, Florida 4-H University events, that information is going to come up. Get your plan and then your backup plan, and then go to 4-H online and go ahead and register for the event. But have your plan before you get started.
Absolutely. Yep. So we dropped again there the link for um, the webpage, the 4-H University webpage. It has a lot of information in it. Everything from how to register, what the workshop options are, to, hey, I'm a guest that's coming to 4-H University. I would like to watch my youth compete at state competitive events, or attend Share the Fun, or come to the awards banquet for my graduating senior. How can I attend? Where can I get my tickets? Us all in 4-H Online, little preview there. But all that information is on that webpage. So that is your go-to place to find the information that you need and to register. And then registration is all in our 4-H Online profiles. And if you're like, well, I thought people who are not in 4-H could join this, they absolutely can. They will just also follow the 4-H Online link, and it takes them through those steps on how they need to register. All right, any final thoughts, Tommy or Miss Amber, that we want to share with everybody before we head out?
I think it's a pretty good idea to share that there are some scholarship opportunities for signing up. Check with your local county for that. I know some counties give full ride scholarships, some give half. So just make sure to check that if finances are an issue for signing up, or if that's something that's going to hold you back from signing up. Just make sure you check it so you're not missing out on anything.
Absolutely.
Great
That's great.
advice.
Yes. And there's also some we still have a couple of state level scholarships that we're awarding. We did a big awarding or in our early March or late March, but we still got some Red Cross serves scholarships and some seller scholarships. We'll drop that link too in the chat for everybody. So be checking with your county and the state. All right, Miss Amber, anything from you?
I can't wait to see them. The new layout I think is going to be super exciting for those who have been there before to see that new format, and the ones who are new to experience the new process. I'm loving it.
Absolutely. Yep. We like Ms. Amber said, we've got some new things coming, and schedule kind of is out there for you. One of the things that I'm thinking about really quickly I want to share is that everybody's used to competitive events being on Monday. It will be on Tuesday this year. So think about that. Hopefully that is less stressful as you're traveling to Gainesville and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in traffic. I'm going to miss my competitive events time. You don't have to worry about that. You'll already be checked in on Monday, and then can do your competitive events on Tuesday morning. So that's a change that we've got. We've got some really fun evening programs planned for everybody. So it should be a good time. Well, thanks so much, Miss Amber and Tommy, for hopping on, answering our questions about 4-H University. If you've got questions, please reach out to us. The best way is our 4-H events at ifas.ufl.edu email. Again, we'll drop that. That's the best way to reach us. It's on our website, and we will be happy to answer any questions anybody has before we get to 4-H University. We hope everybody has a great night. Talk to everybody later. Bye.